We are going to be working with summary queries this week. Summary queries are also called aggregate queries, and they involve using functions that I'm sure you guys are familiar with because Microsoft Excel includes them and they are in other languages as well. So the aggregate functions are sum, average, max, min, and count. And so you'll read through the chapter in the book, and then you will learn how to use these functions in your select queries. And basically, it's pretty simple. You just take the name of the function, whatever it is, and then in parentheses, you give it the column. So if you want to find the lowest value, you're going to use the min function, and you're going to give it the column name, and it's going to retrieve the lowest value. So I've got interactive examples for you to look at. And as you walk through this, you will see lots of examples of how to use these functions. Then the textbook assignment gives you more directed practice. So there are videos that kind of walk you through all of these tasks, and then you will be learning how to create these select queries with the aggregate functions in them. For the lab assignment, you have the third milestone for your term project. The term project, milestone 3, is in 3 different parts, and this is the first part. If you don't have your term project done, you will not be able to do this because you have to use your term project. I don't want you using the tables that, the textbook author provided or anything else. This needs to be, it is part of your final project. And so you need to use your final project tables for this. But you're going to do 4 aggregate queries with the data in your tables. And so you can use, sum, max, min, average, or count. I do not want 4 queries with just count in them. So make sure you vary it, that you've got sum and average and max. And, in the past, I've had students that have had a lot of problems because they only have text columns. But you can use count, you can use max, and you can use min in a text column, and they work fine. Okay, so there is no reason to have 4 queries that only use count. So make sure that you are using a variety of the aggregate functions in this assignment, and you only have to do 4. Oh, and I should point out too that your exercises do not have to be complicated. Okay, so here I am joining tables. You guys don't have to do that. You can just do it on one table. I would keep them very simple. It just depends on the data that you want to see. In order for me to see the data that I wanted to, I did have to do some joining of tables, but you can see on this one, I didn't join anything. I'm getting the max, minimum, and average from an order table. So when possible, I would try to keep it simple. Then below that, I do have kind of a fun game if you wanted to test yourself. This is my little Jeopardy game. And so you can see we've got our different categories. Limits the number of records returned in a result set to a specified number or percentage. So you can make your guess. Okay, check the correct response, give yourself some points, or subtract points if you missed it. Hit continue, and you go back. Okay, what is that? Okay, give yourself points, continue, and you can kind of play. Let's see, extra credit. So SQL Server has some additions to the language that are not in different versions of SQL. Like there's MySQL and Oracle has SQL. SQL Server has something called extensions. that you're not going to see in Oracle and you're not going to see in MySQL. And so this kind of walks you through how to use the extensions. But the extensions are kind of cool because a lot of them do totaling. So if you want to walk through this, it's set up very similar to your textbook assignment. And if you complete it and turn it in, you get 10 points extra credit. And here's the Dropbox for that. At the bottom, I have got some resources for you on doing the different aggregate queries. And these queries do require using group by and having, and those can confuse people. So I do have some videos that you can watch that kind of explain that in more detail. If you have any questions or if you run into problems, let me know and have an awesome week.